Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM, you're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Local to Me. I feel like, I was here last week, right, Woody? Except for I wasn't here.
You time
technically.
traveled.
I time traveled.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's been a while since I've been live, but I am excited to be back here today and in the studio. And I'm going to be talking with two organizations, two businesses that have some really great opportunities for the community. They have some things coming up at both places, some events and a lot to do. So if by the end of the show, you don't have something to do within like all the weekends of October, then I don't know what to do with you. There's nothing I can help you with. So, but first I do want to thank our sponsors of Talk Local to Me and Visiting Angels of Lynchburg. They have been a sponsor now since the very beginning, and we are really appreciative to them. If you are looking for someone in the area to help keep your family member at home, have them there like with dignity. They don't want to go outside of the home. They don't want to be in a nursing home. Then you need to reach out to Visiting Angels of Lynchburg. They help with Alzheimer's services, home care services, respite care. They have end-of-life care, personal care. And, we had Mike on last week, and, many of y'all heard, you don't have to have very many hours a week to utilize their services. So it doesn't have to be expensive. But if you are looking for that sort of help, you can give them a call at 434-337-3836 or check out their website, visitingangels.com/Lynchburg. And then also Sunburst Vinyl. We have been with Sunburst Vinyl now for a while as well. So if you are looking to do some upgrades on your home, whether it's windows, whether it's gutters, siding, Sunburst Vinyl is the place that you want to check out. They're local. They are, here to come out, and even if it's just one piece of vinyl, I think we had Sammy on before, and I didn't realize you could just put on one new piece of vinyl. I thought, hey, you have to do your whole home, but you don't. So check out Sunburst Vinyl. They are located right off of 460 on Sunburst Road, and you can check them out at sunburstvinyl.net. So thank you again to our sponsors of Talk Local to Me. Now, we held our community giving fair this past week, and Catherine, you were there with that. So I have Catherine Eubanks with me with the One Forest School, and I also have Melody Divers with Chapel Creek Farms, and we're going to be talking with both of them today about their businesses, what they have going on there, what is a One Forest School, like, what is that, and learn about all the upcoming events that they have going on. I will mention coming up for us on October 7th, which is next Thursday, we're going to be hosting our first annual Invest in Yourself Health and Wellness event. And so that is going to be focused on the different providers in our area that offer different services, whether it's mental health, emotional health, physical health. We have something kind of for everyone. We have acupuncture, chiropractic, direct family care, homeopathic medicine. The list goes on. It's free. It's open to the community just to come out and get some information. Have you been, suffering from alpha-gal? You're going to want to eat this beef that we're getting ready to talk about. So you need to go and check out Debbie Farley with Acupuncture Works, because she'll be there talking about how she can help you with the alpha-gal issue. So come on out. We'll have some free giveaways, and it'll be a lot of fun. 10 to 2 next Thursday at the Hilton Garden Inn. So I think that's all my promos for now for the Central Virginia Business Coalition. We start to kind of slow down a little bit. We have the Christmas parades, but then that's it. And then I get to, relax for 3 weeks. I think that's it. And then January kicks in and we're on a roll. But so I'm gonna start off talking with Catherine with the One Forest School and Janelle, and she is the lead teacher, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So tell us, what is One Forest School?
Well, we're not
That's a
located in Forest, Virginia, I'll tell you that.
that's the first thing I thought when I saw it. When you first started, I was like, where are they at in Forest? And then I realized, oh,
Right.
that's not the case. It's not talking about location. Well,
Right.
kind of, but not physical location. So,
Right. We are in the forest. Forest schools started back in the 50s. One is capitalized, ONE, and it's actually an acronym for Organic Nature Experience. No, or yes,
Yes.
Organic Nature Experience. Sorry about that. And we're basically connecting children to nature in a holistic way. But since COVID hit, and we are a nonprofit, the board and I decided that we could further help children by opening it up as a regular school, a primary school. So we are currently teaching preschool through 8th grade. And Janelle, as I said, is also our director of education for One Forest School. She has her master's in education, and she has her master's in special education. And she, along with our vice president of our board, Heidi Sutherland, who has a history background and is also a teacher, wrote this absolutely brilliant curriculum, which is very unique and still is within all of the guidelines of the Virginia Department of Education. But I'm going to let Janelle actually speak a little bit about our primary school, since she's in charge of that and I'm in charge of the forest school part.
okay, let's talk about. Of course, we would have another train coming through. So, please, we're as the train comes through, I probably won't ask you too many questions. We get this every now and then, and I'm going to cut this over to Woody.
Oh, it was a short one. Never mind. There we go.
That was the quickest train.
They
Was
were
that
just
one
letting
car?
us know they're here.
Oh, well, that was kind of a downer. I mean, we could have gotten a bigger train than that.
I know it.
Anyway, so back to what we were talking about. So with the Forest School, you guys have the primary through 8th grade curriculum that just started this year, correct?
Last year.
Oh, last year. Okay. So tell us a little bit about that. How many students do you have currently?
We currently don't have very many students, but we're steadily gaining students with the education crisis that's happening in this area right now. More and more parents are deciding to homeschool, and we do have a great homeschool program.
Okay.
And we're offering for parents who are still on the line trying to decide what to go and do with their kids. We're offering an entire month free for
Wow.
Forest School, an entire month with no strings attached. We're so confident that parents will see how brilliant this Forest School idea, this Forest School concept of educating our children outside in nature is, that even after a month and they decide that it's not for them, they can just go and do their own thing. Or they can stay for a day or two, or they can stay for 3 days a week. We're here to meet the needs of the community. That's our job. It's not the community, the parents' job to figure out how they can fit their schedule into ours. So we're completely different from any other structure. Most parents go into, well, school is between this time and this time, so now I have to rearrange my schedule to fit into their time schedule, and it's not like that. For us, we have a before and after care with our day, and it's included in the tuition, and we offer financial aid. We're here to help parents. We're taking that extra step that it's going to take to raise that child. We're working with the parents to help them in any way we can to raise a very emotionally happy, stable child into a really wonderful, happy, stable adult. Because this is lifelong.
Apparently, the first train was just coming through for the second train. That was a practice.
They're
That was a
agreeing
practice
with you.
train.
That's what they're doing there. There we go.
That was another short.
Yeah.
Okay, this is crazy. So in the day and age of kids having the tablets, the laptops, your cell phones, I think having a type of school like yours where they're back out into the into nature and they're doing things.
We're teaching
That's
emotional intelligence. So when we're taking them to the mud pit or to the mud kitchen or to the creek or to the workshop at base camp, or if we're whittling, or if we're teaching them how to build a campfire, all of these things teaches children essentials that they need and can take anywhere for the rest of their lives, like their communication skills, their social emotional skills, their leadership skills, how they can problem solve. We're teaching children how to fail, because at the end of the day, if your child doesn't know how to fail, you're setting him up for a lifetime of misery and failure. Kids that know how to fail will rebound and retry and try and try until they do succeed. They don't give up. And it's that kind of mindset that really our society isn't seeing much of with children. They will try something once, they get frustrated, I'm not doing it again. Mm-hmm. And parents are getting frustrated too, because they don't know what to do with their children who are just giving up. Now we're seeing this in the workplace. When your workforce, for business owners, when your workforce has this whole younger generation of now adult children who have no idea how to even answer the phone with any kind of correctness, or how to problem solve around anything, because this generation, all we do is Google it. Well, I don't know. Let's Google it. I Google everything myself. I love Google, but I also know if I didn't have a cell phone, how to look something up, how to research something.
My daughter came home the other day and she was like, "Oh, we were learning how to do the Dewey Decimal System in school." And I was actually shocked. I was like, they are still teaching you how to look things up from a library? And she was like, well, yeah, I mean, we can still just, go and, look on the computer and pull it up. But they were still showing them how to use that, which was really, that is the only way we pulled it up when I was little. Like we used to have to use that, the Dewey Decimal System to figure it out. And
we checked out an encyclopedia this week. And I think the librarian was like, wow, somebody still uses this.
Exactly. I have that whole set of encyclopedias, and I saw somewhere someone was like, "Oh, well, they're useless now." They're really not, and I completely get what you're saying with the kids that want to give up. Like my 9-year-old, she does not like to read. I mean, she will get around it anytime she possibly can, and it is very frustrating for me, who I could read books all day. Stick me in a corner, and I just could sit there and read. And I have been steadily working on just trying to find something that would catch her attention to where it became fun. It wasn't like a chore. And last night, I finally sat down and gave her an Amelia Bedelia book. And I was like, if you have never read Amelia Bedelia, you need to read, because she was just reading some crazy stuff. And after the first 2 pages of her reading, and she was kind of stumbling over some stuff, but she was giggling and laughing and like really getting into the book. And I looked at my husband and I said, yes, like I finally found something that she's excited, to continue. She didn't want to like just, oh, my 2 pages are done. She actually read like 6 versus the 2 required. Right. But you're right, doing more like that.
You brought up an interesting point too. It's Forest School is breaking down the wall that public schools have built up to teach children that being in school is a horrible place to be. They don't want to get up. They don't want to get on the bus. They don't want to go to school. They don't want to participate. The homework is hard. They don't get what's going on. And for our students, for Miss Janelle's students, at the end of the day, these kids are begging their parents 10 more minutes of school. You don't get that in public school. We have one kid that gets up every morning at the crack of dawn and waits for their parents to get ready just to go to school. So we know this works, and it's been around. This philosophy has been around since the 50s. And over the past 20 years, because of this digital age, our children, our society has gotten more away from being outside. We would no more tell our children to come home when it's dark than the man in the moon. I mean, we just don't allow our children to play outside in the street any longer. And it's because it's become too dangerous. But on the flip side of that, we've taken away their childhood. We've now put them down in front of the TV so that we can clean or make phone calls or do our work or make dinner instead of doing what we need to do while they're out playing. And in these past 20 years, and you can see when it started, on like really drew some national attention was through Columbine. Kids don't know what to do when they're upset, so they bring a gun to school because they don't know how else to communicate how upset they are. Our national average for school violence is off the chart. Our national average for teen suicides is at an all-time high. Drug and alcohol abuse with children, all-time high. Never have we seen such a huge spike, and it's because that our children are not being allowed to be bored, to be outside, to play with a stick. You push kids outside today and they don't know what to do. Like, what do you want me to do? There's nothing to do out here.
So my daughter has a stick friend, and I was telling my husband the other day, like,
That's awesome.
Poor thing. She walks around with a stick. She glued little eyes to it. So for those of you, my child is not like, weird or anything. She just likes to play with. She is someone we make play outdoors. Now, we live in the country where there's not much else to do. So for her, going outside and playing with the dog or just, playing in the yard is fun.
A lot of people don't have that.
And I will honestly say I don't have much internet out where I am in Bedford County. So it's difficult for me to shove her onto a laptop or, a computer. But you're right. It does benefit, children to go outdoors and not just that. And I mean, also just fresh air, getting outside and spreading, running.
Your immune system, everything. I was just laughing because Chapel, everything you say, Chapel has like his whole little play area. He has just made, it looks like the Sandlot movie scene, but he did that. He cleared the land himself. He has his own brush pile. He's made a dirt track. He's just had a great time. And I feel like there's so much engineering and thinking going on. And I think it's cool.
Yeah, and they can't teach that in school.
No.
That's not something that they're taught. And in school, they're told to be quiet and to pay attention because the teacher has something very important to teach them. And we're learner-led. So for us, and we don't have seats. I mean, we have camp chairs if you get tired and want to sit down, but we're always moving. And then all of our curriculum is stream based. So that's STEM plus reading and art. And so every month they have a stream project, and it's all based on the American history of America. So,
yeah, so that's what I wanted to ask Janelle a little bit more about the pre-K through 8th grade curriculum that you guys have there for the students.
So our curriculum is all project-based learning, like Catherine just said. It's following stream, science, technology, reading, engineering, arts, and math. The curriculum is the same project for each of the grade levels, but it's all geared and adapted to fit their individual needs and their academic needs based on their grade level or based on their ability level. because we're a forest school, so we don't classify them necessarily in the same way as the public schools of you're this age, so you're this grade, and you have to do all this. It's all based on the learner. So it's all based on the learner's needs. If their ability-wise is lower than their grade level, then let's work on what their ability is, and then raise them up to grade level.
And she doesn't move them up until they've mastered that one thing. We're not telling students, I'm sorry, Johnny, the rest of the class is way ahead of you. You're just going to have to figure it out later. Or, I'm sorry, Johnny, you're way ahead of the class. You're just going to have to sit here and doodle on your pad until the rest of the class catches up. Mm-hmm. This is all individual learning. It's just a brilliant way to teach kids.
Well, it kind of reminds me like gymnastics, for instance. My daughter is a gymnast, but there's all different levels. And so until she is ready for the next level, she stays where she is regardless of her age. I mean, she has some girls in her group that are younger than her, some that are older than her. And it's, but it's based on their skill level, not necessarily just because they're a certain age, you have to be in this certain, section.
Right.
Absolutely.
And we keep our numbers down so that we can keep our individual attention on each student. We are developing lifelong ties. We're basically investing in these families. For every family that comes to us, we invest in that family, in that child, to make sure that he succeeds, or her.
We even have students who dislikes math. It's the least favorite subject of school. And we have one trying to solve one of our dilemmas for parking for events. Where do we park people? And we have a student going, well, I think I can solve the problem using math. So we have students now who absolutely hate the subject now going, I can do this, and I can help solve a problem using math, and it'll help me because it's going to boost my math skills.
Mm-hmm. So it makes it fun for them to actually.
It does.
Yeah.
It makes it fun. We have another student who absolutely despises reading. And I hide little words out in the forest and in the dirt and in the shrubs and in the trees. And they find it, they read it, and then they're telling me a story or a sentence based on the words. I'm like, absolutely.
That is super cool. I like that. It just makes it so much, again, I say the word fun, but I think that's what some kids need in order to learn. It's not just sitting in front of a book with paper and pen. It's actively getting involved in
being creative in getting that excitement back. What we're trying to do is build an excitement for learning.
Absolutely.
Because we love to learn new stuff. You love to learn about new stuff. Kids, but they're trained to put on those brakes from very early on. Which is sad, but that's public school.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the things you guys have going on at One Forest School that even the community can come out and be involved in. Y'all have a lot of different things going on.
So first off, we figured if we can teach kids how to play in the forest, we can reteach adults how to play in the forest. Mm-hmm. And we are now offering Forest School for Adults.
I like the mud pit option. Like, what is that? I'm like, you jump in a mud pit.
I mean, when was the last time you played hide and seek with your friends out in the woods?
I mean, we could do a adult tug of war in the
that
mud
would be
pit.
fun. Let's do it. So could you also do it, and maybe y'all haven't, and I'm probably jumping way ahead, but like, some businesses like to come out and do like the team building and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's in the package as well.
I like that a lot. I mean, right now there's just me and my and my staff is just Heather. So I don't know that I'd win. I mean, I would win, but it wouldn't be much fun.
Another really great team building exercise is another program that we're offering that we developed to have a steady extra stream of income coming for these students to meet scholarship demands. because really, I mean, at the end of the day, we're a nonprofit. So any money that you can spend coming out really helps us. But it's called, if you've ever heard of an escape room, it's called Escape the Forest. So our Escape the Forest adventure, we have so far 10 adventures set up. You pick your adventure, whichever one that you wanted to go on, like a camping trip adventure or Escape the Mummy or the Curse of the Mummy adventure. And then you pick your skill level, beginner, intermediate, or advanced level. Then we meet down at base camp. You get your adventure package. We set the timer for 90 minutes, and boom, you have 90 minutes to figure out how to get out of the forest.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to call out Chris Morris because I know he listens to the show, and I also know that he and his wife are avid escape room. They love going to escape rooms. So, Chris, if you haven't checked this out, you need to do so. So that was my quick, shout out to Chris. I like to.
Yeah. So we've got this. We've got 3 time slots available Monday through Saturday. We allow an hour between each group so that we can clean all the play pieces down and get everything reset for the next group. And when you book a slot, the forest is yours because Miss Janelle and her class are going to be somewhere else. So when we do a tour or an adventure in the forest, they're still sharing the same forest, but we do have school areas and then we have escape the forest areas. So we're able to offer this to the community, and we've really devised some very difficult games for the advanced people. So
We're pretty excited about them.
right. So one of them is pretty devious, but fun too. After you figure out all the puzzles in one of the puzzle boxes, when you open it up for the plane crash adventure or something like that, inside you'll find flint and steel and a little note that says, to escape the forest, you must light a signal fire. Using your flint and steel, which isn't easy to do.
Right.
No lighters allowed.
No.
Now, what is the cost to do one of the escape?
It is for the beginners, it's $12. The intermediate is $14, and the advanced is $16. Just because we had to invest extra money for those extra hard games.
I'm just sitting here thinking I'd love to get like my GEMS team to come out and do it as a team building for me
absolutely.
and my volunteers.
Yeah.
That would be super fun one day.
Yeah, it would.
Now, you also have a Halloween event.
Yes.
We do. Halloween is October. We're doing Halloween Spooktacular on October 30th from 11 to 3. We are still looking for volunteers to help run some of the games for the kids. This is a free event that we do every year for the community. We are still looking for volunteers. And we're looking for candy donations. We've opened our doors up for candy donations. Last year, we had over 200 people come. That's a lot of candy. And candy, as everyone knows, is really expensive. So if everyone just donated one bag, then we'll have enough candy for all the little kids.
Okay.
So we really appreciate that. And the volunteers, really, you're looking at a little space and time to help, with crafts or to help run the games. It's really simple. Or if you want to come out the week before, we need grave diggers to set up our cemetery. We need ghost makers and forest decorators because later that night, from 7 to midnight, we're offering, this is our first year doing it, an Escape the Forest Nightmare.
Oh.
This is an extremely scary, not for little children event. We're taking them on a haunted trail hike through the haunted forest, and it's going to be really really scary and fun.
It is
the way
also
that we've
not for
set
Heather
this up.
event. 'Cause Heather is a wuss.
Now that event is by reservation only, and there is a cost for that. If you pre-register and book before the end of the day on October 1st, then you get $5 off. It is $25 per person because it is at night, and there, are special considerations that had to be put into place for that. So it's $25 per person or $40 per couple. Or is it 40? All the information is on our website as well, and we're huge on Facebook.
40.
Yeah, and then but you get $5 off each if you book before the first.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of setting up there. If you want to be one of the spooky cast, these are actors that are in the woods that night. Give me a call.
What do you need to be part of the spooky cast?
I'll
You
bring
do-
my paranormal team.
Yeah, he does like paranormal stuff.
Oh,
So
that's
spooky.
wonderful.
So, and if you're interested, if you're listening and you're thinking, oh, I can donate a bag of candy, and you want to bring it by the Central Virginia Business Coalition, our offices, we can take it for you. We are going to be out at One Forest School on the 22nd for their grand opening ribbon cutting. So if you're not able to come out to that, but you still want to donate and can bring it to us by the 22nd, then I'll gladly bring bags of candy from any of our business members that want to drop some off. And then that leads me into your grand opening and your ribbon cutting. That's
Yes.
coming up. And see, I told y'all there's a lot going on.
I
And
know.
then we haven't even spoke to Melody yet with Chapel Creek, and we got a bunch of stuff there too.
Yeah, so before we jump to that, I did want to say that Chick-fil-A has generously donated food to help feed our volunteers on Halloween.
Oh, that's amazing.
So thank you, Wards Road Chick-fil-A. We really appreciate all that they do.
They are fabulous.
They really are fabulous. And then our ribbon cutting. So we've been in business for 3 years. We are celebrating our second year as a nonprofit. And to celebrate our anniversary, we decided to do our trifecta ribbon cutting event. So we'll have Smith Mountain Lake Regional Chamber of Commerce, the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce, and we will have Central Virginia Business Coalition out.
That's a mouthful with all three of those.
ribbon
Like I see.
cutting. And then we've got Dr. Michael Bentley, who is a lifelong educator and who has also written 26 books, not novels, but books. One of them is Connecting Children to Nature, and he will be our guest speaker for that evening. We'll have a live band, bluegrass music, and a buffet set up. And we're encouraging, because we will have 2 fire pits lit, for people to come out and hang out and enjoy the music and be in the woods and just be.
I'm really excited to come. I'm bringing my family. I was telling Catherine I'm leaving for Disney the very next day for a week, but we're going to be heading to Raleigh. So I was like, well, we're going to pit stop. We're going to do the business dedication. We're going to hang out at the Forest School and then, head on to our hotel later that evening. I said, but it's a good way I can bring my daughter out and my husband and son and let them kind of see it as well. So I'm excited to be a part of it.
Thanks. Now we are going to be doing this in the main area down on Deer Head. So it's in the middle of a nature preserve. So you will want to bring some good shoes to walk in. For people that aren't able to get around too well, we can bring you down in a car or a truck. But because we have so many things going on. Oh, and speaking of our Halloween, I almost forgot. Fifth and Federal will have their food truck there doing their world-class barbecue, serving their world-class barbecue during our Halloween
Oh, good.
spooktacular. And we'll also have funnel cakes.
Oh, funnel
So,
cakes.
yeah.
I
Lots
love
going on.
funnel
There's
cakes.
just so much
You
to
can't get
remember.
enough funnel cakes. So we are going to jump from the forest to the farm.
Yes. Ooh.
Yes, you like that? And
Da-da-da.
yes,
Thanks. I'll be here all day.
and speaking with Melody with Chapel Creek Farms, and so Chapel Creek Farms has so much, and I want to, get into this and let everyone know. If you haven't been there, I'm going to highly recommend it. We have gotten beef from Chapel Creek Farms, and and I'm going to get ahead of myself just talking. But tell us, first of all, tell us about Chapel Creek Farms, where the name came from, what it's all about.
I know this is your favorite part.
It is my favorite part. It really is.
Okay, so our farm is named Chapel Creek Farms, and it is because we have the world's best sons. Creek is our oldest. He's 14. Chapel is our youngest, and he's 11. And so we knew that we wanted to have a name that meant something, and they absolutely mean the world to us. And so the story never gets old, and I try not to tear up when I say it because we would be lost without them, and we're better because they're in our lives. So our farm is Chapel Creek Farms, and it's because of our sons.
Yeah, see, I love that. And the other thing, and one of the reasons I love it, and I mentioned it, so I had Melody with me on my radio show on WLNI a couple weeks ago. And then last week I had Ashley Beatty with her new store, Cache, which she named after her daughter, Cash. So it really brings to me the point of spending time and supporting local business and local community, because when you look at businesses like yours and like Ashley's, where the name actually means something, it's your children, it is your family, it is your life. It's really, it really shows the importance of supporting local. And, even going into the forest school, that is a local organization here that started that up. I've known Catherine for a very long time. So, those are, I think that's why I just love hearing so much about the name of your business and why it started.
Well, when you said that kind of rabbit trail here, but the other month we had someone that paid cash for their beef share. And I just kind of did an informal, maybe this looked into, okay, here's the money from this beef share. Someone bought beef in bulk. And I'm going to take this particular amount of money and I'm going to see how much of it goes local. Well, what happened is I bought shirts and hats from Acute Designs in Bedford. I went to Rapid Printing to pick up business cards and rack cards here in Bedford. And there was other things. There was lunches bought, at our favorite spots. And it just goes to show that when you support a real life local farm family or any business in general, the ripple effect that had. So I kind of was really excited to see that when that person paid cash, I could really kind of chart where we went locally, whether it was for personal or for business use. And it was just a really, to me, eye-opening experience.
I did a thing from we're members of the National Retail Federation, and I was actually looking back on some statistics that they put out recently, and it was saying that at least $68 out of every $100 that you spend locally comes back into your local community versus big box stores if you're just going there or if you're just buying off of Amazon. And I think that's a really important figure to look at, like how much you're actually putting back into your local economy to other local businesses.
Well, I mean, we have a great area in which we live, a great place for just recreation, for just the beauty of it, but also to feed you, to nourish your soul, your mind, whatever the case may be. And I think this past couple years, it feels like it's been 10 years, but I think it's only been 2 years, has shown us that we really have gifts in our community, and a lot of folks have really returned, and I like to say returned home to find what they need. I know from the cider barn point of view, I think people were feeling defeated, and I think that's happening again in the big box stores with quality and pricing of the things they need to feed their family. And so whether it's our farm or any other reputable farm, they're going back home. They're going back to who has had this all along. And whether it's farm or a small business in town, whatever the case may be, people are realizing that we have a lot available right here in Bedford. It really is a great place to live. We have so much here. And it's so with this couple years, it has been disheartening and there's been challenges, but I feel like the businesses that can pivot and think beyond the norm, or this is how we've always done it, if they can think beyond that, and customers that are really searching for high quality and local, you're going to find it.
So now tell us, Chapel Creek Farms, what do you have on the farm? What can people come out and purchase from you?
All right. So our storefront is the Cider Barn, which is on Pike Road in Montvale, 4915 Pike Road in Montvale. It feels like you're not going to get there. It feels like you're going to the end of the earth, but we're like we're just a road above the end of the earth. So it's not that bad.
It's
just
a pretty
10 minutes.
Drive.
It is. It's like 10 minutes from 460.
I've been
but
there.
I'm going to tell you, the first time you come, you're going to think you hear banjos. So don't get scared. Just keep coming. And also, disclaimer, and I'm not trying to like put shade on like GPS, but the Google will take you past the Cider Barn. So look for
It did me. I did. I had to turn around.
when you see a big barn with a red roof that says Chapel Creek Farms, please turn. Yeah, like do that. Don't listen to the Googler.
Okay.
Don't do it. Okay, just keep looking. Keep your eyes open. So anyway, so right now, like I said, our storefront is the Cider Barn, and we're in Montvale. So currently, we have apples available, and we are a low spray orchard. And here's a nice little life lesson. Low spray means we care more about taste versus looks. Let that sink in for a little bit on appearances. And anyway, so it's what's on the inside that matters, not on the outside. So we're low spray. Currently, we have Golden Delicious, Red Delicious, York, Stamen, and Rome. More will be picked. And yes, the goal is to have some wine saps and Granny Smiths to help you get through your holiday cooking and pies and all those good things. Cider is supposed to start this weekend. And I say supposed because we're farmers and life happens. So the goal is this weekend to have some fresh raw apple cider, and that means there's no preservatives in it. We just squish the apples and put it in glass bottles. And beef is available. This coming weekend, brisket is on sale, London broil's on sale, and cube steaks are on sale. So those are how we're ushering in the month of October. Johnny just picked gobs of muscadine grapes this morning. If you are familiar with Concord grapes, muscadines are better than Concords, which Concords are pretty amazing. So those will be available this weekend too. Our storefront hours are Fridays 2 to 6 and Saturdays 9 to 2. If you cannot make that, you are welcome to send us a message on Facebook, and we will try to be accommodating, and you can have some private shopping time.
I'll have to come try the muscadine grapes. I just got cotton candy grapes the other day, from the store, and my husband was like, "That's just not natural." He wouldn't even try them. But so to speak a little bit on the beef, because I have had I've gotten one of your beef boxes, and I am not ashamed to say it is hands down the best beef I have ever had. I'm very, very picky about my hamburger, and I will not buy pre-pattied anything. And yet, whoever's sitting there listening, rolling your eyes, call me what you want. I just don't like it. And so I have to actually like patty it myself. I like to, get but I have gotten the ground hamburger, and then I also had your beef that was pre-pattied, but it was fresh. It wasn't frozen. Wow. I'm only going to say that. The hamburgers were so good. We had them for the 4th of July, and, we each bring our own, we share with our family, but each person brings like their own meat that they want to have because, people are picky. And I made sure nobody touched my burgers. I was like, these are mine. Don't touch them. Like nobody else can have them because I wasn't sharing.
Yeah. Well,
I was not playing nice in the sandbox, if you wish.
Well, we've had a lot of people say similar to what you've said, and we are grateful and appreciative. Our beef does have a taste that does stand out, and I don't say that in a bragging way. I just say that I'm blessed that my husband has a very intelligent way of raising our cows. Now, and the cool thing is we're grass-fed, grass-finished, and a lot of times people will scoff and say, you cannot get grass-finished beef to taste that way. Guess what? We did. So we did that, and it's the way that the animal was designed to eat. And so when you finish an animal, our cow out on grass, it is going to have a fat that is different than a corn grain finished animal. So we eat beef a lot. Our freezer's full of it, but there's also that fear. I don't have that fear of, oh, it's so unhealthy. It's unhealthy. It is a healthier fat because it's grass finished. We have doctors and even chiropractors telling people, also dermatologists telling folks that they need to find a farm that is grass fed and grass finished. And it is amazing how many people shop from us because a medical professional told them to enjoy beef without the guilt, or if they're going to have an allergic reaction to whatever gunk is put in grocery store meat, they need to seek out a local farm. And so that's we have a lot of repeat customers, whether it's coming through storefront or whether it's beef shares. You can buy quarter, half, or whole. And the beef boxes. Recently, there's an app, and I'm not going to give the name, but there's an app you can ask a question about local, whatever the case may be. And I'm not a part of it, but it's gotten back to me several times that our name comes up frequently. And this is like in the Roanoke area, Botetourt area. This area that people are recommending Chapel Creek Farms for high quality beef. And so that's very affirming when folks are talking nicely behind your back.
So, that's
It could be
odd.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, that's neat.
So now you have the beef boxes. Let's talk about those for a minute. So normally you put in a variety of different meats.
Yes. So this particular week, and we only have 3 left. This week went really well. This is not every week. It's about 2 per month. You have to find out about it on our Facebook page. This week was the first time that we offered flat iron steaks in it, and flat iron steaks are so unbelievably tasty, flavorful, easy to cook, low maintenance kind of steak. But they're kind of like an unsung hero. They don't get a lot of attention. However, I've been bragging on them so much, I've had to restock their freezer frequently. So this was with them because people are like, oh my gosh, they are great. And if you like steak at breakfast, flat iron steaks are the way to go. Anyway, so in our beef box, we'll have ground beef. We'll normally have a roast. It just depends, it could be a bottom round eye roast. It could be a chuck roast, that kind of thing. And then we normally put ribeyes, New York strip, sirloin, cube steak. Sometimes we put stew meat. So it does vary from time to time what exactly it is. But in essence, as a sampler, you can kind of get a taste of all we have to offer. So people really like that because for some, it's just enough. And for financial reasons and for freezer space reasons. Mm-hmm. And we have a lot of folks that just like shopping that way.
And then you have the shares where you can do the quarter, half, and whole.
Mm-hmm.
And so tell us a little bit about those because I know you have to sign up ahead of time for those as well.
So we are done with beef shares for the 2021 calendar, which is hard to believe. And February is when we open up again with this. And February is already halfway booked. March has been opened up. And so what you do, and all this information is on our website, which is chapelcreek-farms.com. There's a section just on beef shares. So if you want to go back and look at this, what you do, you set up an appointment with me at the cider barn, and we go over your cut sheet, which means you pick out which roast, which steaks, how thick you want your steaks, what fat ratio you want your ground beef. Do you want it in pound packs, pound and a half packs? Do you want patties? Do you want brisket? Things like that. And we go through that. Each appointment is 30 minutes. We go over your contract. That just keeps everybody being a good person and doing their best. And then we accept your deposit. It's $150 per quarter. So the more you sign up for, the bigger your deposit is. And the reason we do appointments is because we value that people are not just a number and that you have questions, and this is a big financial investment and you have the right to ask questions. And so a lot of times if you don't know what the cut is or what it looks like, I'll just pull it out of the freezer, show you, maybe give you some, hey, this is how I cook it, or this is what my customer does that really likes this cut. We don't try not to rush you through. We understand that this, yes, it is cheaper when you per pound when you do a share, but it is more money up front. So we feel that as a consumer, it behooves you to be very wise and not rush through this decision.
Well, I also like it because if there's a certain cut you don't particularly care for, you're actually getting what you want, what you're paying for. You're not just buying into something and they're just throwing like, okay, here's all your meat, and you may not want what's some of this like there was something you mentioned the other day, and I was like, no, I would not want
Well,
that.
I mean, a lot of people don't like beef ribs because they think pork when you think ribs, and that's totally fine. So they don't lose that meat; they just get that meat put into ground beef, and then you can get some unique cuts like oxtail,
That's what it was.
liver,
Oxtail.
tongue.
like, no, thank
Those are things that some people like, or some people buy organ meat, and because they make their own dog food. So
wouldn't
they're
have
on a
thought
special
about
diet.
that.
Yeah. So I have some organ meat that a lot of people just get for Fido, and that's okay.
Interesting. Okay, so now with the farm, you have some events that y'all do there,
Right.
So I want to talk about those. You have which one's coming up first? The autumn.
October 9th is our Cider Barn Fall Fest.
Okay, that's first. Okay.
And then our last event for the 2021 calendar is our Autumn Table on the Farm dinner. So October is a lot going on. But this coming month, can you believe it? This weekend, we're doing October this weekend.
No, I can't believe that.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, wow. Okay, so so October is a very full month, as it should be at the Cider Barn, because it's cider season, apple season. It's a good time for agritourism when you have an orchard. So those are the things that we'll be celebrating. October the 9th is Cider Barn Fall Fest. We'll have a mini craft fair with local vendors that create their own wares. So you'll see not a huge crowd of vendors, but what we have done is we want to make sure that each vendor gets business and has a profitable and happy day. So I love the philosophy, less is more. And then we also have the Ferguson Family Food Provisions coming with their food truck. You will be there.
I will be there. Yes.
And we'll have free cider samples on October the 9th from 10 to 2. Hay rides will be $2 per hay ride, but it's free admission, free parking. Well-behaved leash dogs may come. Well-behaved children can come too. Yeah, we'll let
Okay.
them come. Yeah.
That sounds good.
But it's a good family day, and I really emphasize that it's simple. So if you're looking for bouncy houses and loud, that we're not going to be a good fit for you. But if you're looking for simple, good family memories, if you're on a budget or whatever the case may be, we would be a good place for you to enjoy the day. It's 10 to 2. There will be a food truck, and we will have vendors, local vendors, a lot that you will have seen at the Bedford Farmers Market before. Just really good folks. And that's kind of like a unspoken, but I'm going to say it. We attract great vendors. We attract great customers. I think we've had maybe 4 customers that after they left, I said, bless your heart. And I meant it the way Southerners mean it, But what I'm getting at is that we really have been blessed with really good humans that come through, vend, shop, whatever the case may be. And we will forever be grateful for that. And then our last event of the year is a ticketed event. And it's going to be a little more upscale than the Cider Barn Fall Fest. It's going to be on October the 23rd. It is going to be our second Table on the Farm dinner. Now, the first one was literally on the farm in a cow field. This one is going to be in the Cider Barn. It's going to be more of the Chapel Creek Farm experience. You will have roast that's obviously from us with apples intertwined in one of the sides. We'll have cider available, and apples will be used in our dessert as well, plus just the Cider Barn itself. And a lot of people just love the charm of the Cider Barn. And on a side note, if you would like to rent out the Cider Barn, you can do that. We just had a sweet 16th birthday this past Saturday, and it was converted into a 16th birthday heaven. So anyway, the charm of the Cider Barn is a beautiful thing to behold as well.
So are there tickets still available for the dinner?
There
and
are.
How much are they?
They're $50 per person, and you can connect with me through email, ourciderbarn@gmail.com, OurCiderbarn. And we can make that happen. And also the night of the dinner, if you want to shop for apples or cider or beef, that will be available. Plus, we'll have door prizes, and when I give door prizes away, it's like steak, apples.
Sam will be at Disney. I'm
Like,
about to
if we're
rethink.
going to give a prize,
No.
give a prize. So that's
Yeah.
so get excited about that.
So I will say that the one well, it's not the one thing I love about my job, but one of the things I love about my job with the Central Virginia Business Coalition is learning about organizations like both of yours that are in the community, and then getting to actually come out and participate. So coming and being a part of your grand opening, your ribbon cutting, and then, coming out to the Cider Barn Festival. I've heard of the festival. I wasn't able to get out there last year when y'all did it. And so, being able to come out there this year and just be a part of the local community. And, again, you can hear somebody's name over and over, but learning about what they do and then actively being able to go out and refer them and promote them is huge. I could, Melody could have joined and I could have been like, okay, yeah, somebody could have mentioned beef and I could be like, yeah, we have this farm. But like, I've actually got a beef box. I know I've had it. I've eaten the quality of the beef there. So I can refer it and know that my referral is genuine. It's not just me saying thank you because you joined and gave me money to be a member, that I'm just throwing that money out there. So it's important to me to be able to learn more about, our businesses. And, with Catherine as well, even in past businesses that you and I have worked together with, I'm usually, I'd come in and be a customer or, do different things. And it's important.
It's developing a relationship with another human.
Yes, exactly. And I think that that's just something that gets lost sometimes in this day and age. So, I encourage everyone to check out the different events both of these organizations are doing. Sorry, after an hour I start to like but get tickets to the dinner that Chapel Creek Farms is hosting. Come out to their Cider Barn event on the 9th. Did I say the right? 7th.
The Fall Fest is the 9th.
The 9th,
dinner
yes.
is the 23rd.
I'm getting all my dates. Our health fair is on the 7th, so I should have known it wasn't that day. I've got dates jumbled up. And then the different things that the One Forest School is offering, the escape rooms, the Halloween, the Halloween event. Y'all do a summer camp. We didn't even really touch on that. So there's so much going on. Catherine, tell everyone your website and how they can find out more about your business.
Our website is www.oneforestschool.org. We also, you can just Google us, and we're one of the most Googleable. Is that a word?
We just made it a word.
Yeah, there you go.
New word.
And then we have a big Facebook page. My daughter's trying to get me up to steam on Instagram, but it's lost on me. It's just too much. Like, it's enough just to keep up with Facebook. So yeah, and then our we just did Centerfest. Thank you,
yes.
Heather.
You're welcome.
And one of our drawings for $5 a ticket, we sold tickets for 1 full week of summer camp.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a winner, of course. And it's a $250 value. We're going to be doing other giveaways. Our summer camp program is really very well received in the community. We usually sell out and just completely book by March. So if you want information, we have partnered with Ferrum College and the Virginia Department of Natural History, and they send out some really great people to help make the kids' summer just phenomenal.
Yay, Ferrum.
And Melody, tell us again. So for anyone that's interested in coming to the festival, what is the address again? And then give us your website that people can go onto.
Absolutely. So we are active on Facebook, and I try to be on Instagram under Chapel Creek Farms. But to find out particular information about our events, we have a calendar on our website about what beef we have, whether it's beef share, what we have in the freezer, pound, cost per pound, those kind of things. That information can be found on our website at chapelcreek-farms.com. And also our physical address, if you want to come to a festival or if you want to come during storefront hours, is 4915 Pike Road. But remember, sometimes the GPS is not amazing. So really just look for a barn that says Chapel Creek Farms. And so those are ways that you can connect with us. But I would like to personally say thank you for everything that you have done. It's been a really wonderful experience. And I think all the members feel this way. You really put yourself out there a lot and you do interact, and we're not just a number, which is really important to me. So I think we speak for a lot of folks. You put a lot of heart into this, and you used the word genuine a while ago, and I couldn't agree more. So personally, thank you. It's been a wonderful experience being a member with you all.
Well, thank both of you so much for A, being members, and B, for being here today and talking local to me. To our listeners, hopefully you have learned a lot about both organization and businesses. So definitely check them out, learn more about them, how you can help them out, how you can purchase from them, and we'll see you next week.